Litera Create is a document assembly and content library application for Microsoft Word designed to empower legal professionals to create quick and accurate first drafts by using enterprise approved templates and inserting the most up to date and relevant language from a curated content library. There are a variety of ways to engage with Litera Create. However, I always like to navigate to our Litera ribbon where I can say I have direct access to our Create application here. To begin, we could start by clicking on the Create button here. You'll see this is where we have a variety of our templates stored in a few different categories for us. I always like to pull from my favorites, as that's where I always have the most relevant templates to myself here. We could go ahead and select that we want to draft a letter here. However, there are a variety of ways to go about drafting this letter. I could click on OK and be able to actually insert the content relevant to the individual I'm drafting letter for. I can also search for the data that I may be using for this client. If I've worked with them before in the past, I could save off their information to quickly apply it to a future document so that I don't have to fill everything out manually here. So if I started a search down below here where it says choose a data set, I could search for the client that I've previously drafted for, select their information to go into the document that I may be drafting here. And what we'll see here is on the left-hand side of the screen, the document will come up, while on the right-hand side, I have a task name that's been pre-populated with all of Matt James' information for me here. I could click in, I could see all the information relevant to his name, company, and address. Any information that I did not have, I could go ahead and insert, like having his title available for me here. I could modify maybe the salutation or delivery phrases as needed. I'm never stuck with what gets brought in here. We could always modify whatever it is we want to do. If everything does look good, I could go ahead and simply click on finish here, where we'll quickly see that we have the document come up on screen here with all the information relevant to Matt James. And if I wanted to have this letter finalized, I could bring over some body text so that I could have this letter ready to go to send off to my client here. Another neat workflow that we have the ability to do with Litera Create is actually allow us to utilize a content repository of language. If I go ahead and actually open up another document I have on screen here, what we could see is that now I have the option of utilizing the library function, which allows us to have our own personal language, firm approved language, even practice specific language that I may be utilizing throughout my day to day. When it comes to actually leveraging the content library, wherever it is I want to pull from, I could pull from specific folder structures. I could search on it. And whenever I found the piece of language that I would want to bring into this document, it's as simple as saying, perhaps I need a termination without clause here. We could see that when I select the termination without clause, I'll actually be able to see the clause before I put it into the document. And if I decide I want this to come as 12.2 here after our termination for clause, simply click at the end, double click on the clause that we want to bring over. It'll look at the style that exists above and adhere to that below, allowing it to come in seamlessly rather than me potentially having to reformat and deal with those headaches that come along with it. There's a variety of other workflows that do exist with Litera Create, like being able to anonymize the content when you actually save it into your own personal bank, creating bulk documents as well. I just wanted to show some of the high level pieces that often resonate with most of our clients here. I thank you all for the time.